Welcome back. Today we're going to dive into the madness and the Bitcoin surge that all of us are currently experiencing at the moment. Now, what is going on? Are we seeing the results of the ETF a few weeks ago? What's the speculation? What are people saying at the moment? Are we nearing the Bitcoin halving and are we gearing up for that blast off? We're going to be discussing some of that. We're going to be looking at local trades. We're going to be looking at the global perspective of the market. And we're going to be planning moving ahead. Also, there is a very, very, very special giveaway, so make sure you watch this one till the end. All right, so the current fair price of Bitcoin sits at 57,117. That's quite impressive. We're seeing over an 8-9% increase in the last 24 hours. And where did we leave things off? What was our last trade looking like? Well, let's have a look. We were saying that we've got some zones above us. We've got some supply zone. We had a 30-minute supply we were watching as of our last video yesterday. We were also saying we've got this 12-hour supply, that we were watching out for. And then we also said that we are waiting for market structure to change. Like we say here, we say no change, no trade. So did we have the confirmation to enter that trade? And what should the next trade look like? Well, as of yesterday, we were about here. Let's take a look. Did we get a market structure confirmation? The answer is no, because we had this blast off. We had a retracement, we had a high, we had a retracement. We had no break in bearish structure, and then we've had another high, okay? And we've put in another high at the moment. So we've not had that change in market structure. That's the 10-minute. Let's see, on the 5-minute, did we get a change in market structure? High, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. So no change in market structure there, okay? Let's take a look at the 3-minute. Did we get a change in market structure? We've got high, we've got high, 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 low, high, high. We wick the bottom there, but again, all this internal structure range for a bit, and then we smash forward. Okay, so we haven't had a change in market structure, so there is no reason, absolutely no reason why you should be in a trade, especially a short trade. Especially when we're in this very powerful uptrend. Why is this powerful uptrend? Well, if you look at the 4-hour, and if you look at most of the time frames, you can see the nature of the bars we're printing. Look, we call this a very bullish trend bar. All right, we've got a bullish trend bar that's shaved at the top, closes right at the top. That's a sign that you're going to get more upwards momentum. Another bullish trend bar, another bullish trend bar. All right, but over here at the 12-hour supply, we did get a bit of a reaction. Suggesting that perhaps this zone is being protected. Usually you would get a reaction at these zones. Now that's followed by quite an aggressive bull trend bar. So we're currently at that level, seeing what is going on. So what does that mean for the trades that we talked about? Well, it means no confirmation, no trade. So that trade was invalidated. That's gone. All right. Now we were also looking at long from our old demand zone. We're going to talk about that in a second. And we're looking at a short from that 12-hour supply. But that 12-hour supply, that's where we're at the moment. So we're looking, we've put in this first high. So this is our first high point. So we can highlight that. This is the first high point. Now, where do you think I'm looking for my trade? I will never ever, and I would never recommend you enter on the first entry, especially in a bull trend. You have to wait for a potential second entry. What does that look like? Well, at the moment, we've got all this internal structure, and we seem to be heading up, back to test that high, of course. Okay, we're heading up. Now, I'm going to set my alert around here to wait to see what price does as I get to that level. Now, what do we call this? Well, we call this our decisional leg. Well, I call it my decisional leg. I don't know what you call it. You can call it whatever you want. All right. But what am I looking out for? I'm looking to see how market structure develops at this level. Okay. Is it a quick blast towards the high? If it is, I'm not touching that. I'm going to wait. But is it a slow, consistent, steady increase where we've got clear higher highs and higher lows for nice market structure? So what am I doing here? Well, I'm waiting to see what price does. If I see something that looks like this at this high, where it wicks the high, breaks structure bearish, that would be beautiful. That would be exactly what I'd be looking to enter on. I would still wait, look to enter on that retracement, and then ride that down, okay? Now this would be a decent trade. Why would this be a decent trade? Well, clearly because, we've had quite a bit of the rally up. we've had a massive increase from that old range. And that increase, we've had a 13 plus 14% increase, all right? And whilst we've had all this increase, we've had quite inefficient market structure. Look at all those fair value gaps over here, massive fair value gap over here, fair value gap over here. What does that mean? As we always say, easy up, easy down, easy down, easy up. That means Bitcoin could rotate quite viciously all the way down. Okay, so just be aware of that, but we're not touching any of these until we get our confirmation. Okay, so make sure you're waiting for your confirmations before you enter any single one of these trades. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add an alert at that high. We're nearly at that high, so you should be watching this at the moment. Okay, so make sure you're close to your charts as you watch this video. And what we're also going to do is we're going to put a potential trade that's going to be a short at that high. But don't forget, we're waiting for that confirmation, all right? Going from printing higher highs and higher lows to lower highs and lower lows. So that's the one trade we're going to add to our potential trades. And that's the only different trade that we are going to look at. Perhaps if you're keen to, go with trend and follow that structure, you may want to look for a long at this level here. Okay, so this was our old 30-minute supply. Now we may want to look for a long. It's been flipped into demand, I guess, and we've got a new old demand range. Now this is so on the 12-minute. Let's look at the 24-minute. Yeah, perhaps it is. It's also short-lived. And let's have a look at the 1 hour. I'm going to get rid of this for now so we can see. And let's see if we've got any single bar zones over there. Okay, we do have a single bar zone there. That's not a very good looking one. It hasn't really broken structure. So on the 30-minute, we have a decent single bar zone within that level. Okay, so I'm going to drag that across. All right, so definitely watch out for that. We're going to label that as a 30-minute level. All right, just keep an eye out for that, just in case you're looking to enter a long. So where would my next long position be? Perhaps, well, it's going to be over there. I'm going to put it all the way across. My stop loss is not going to be that massive. Come on, be serious. But, I'm putting it all across because we're looking at that zone for potential confirmations, okay? So we're looking for a reaction at this high and we're looking for a reaction at this low. At the low, I want to see something like this. We're going like that. We wick into our zone, changing market structure, look to enter on that retracement leg, all right? And our break-in structure will look something like that. All right, so that's what we're looking out for. So what changes from yesterday? Well, yesterday, our old demand zone, well, we've kind of created another demand now, haven't we? So we're going to use a new demand zone. That's going to be now a demand zone we're looking at. And, we are still looking at this 12-hour zone for potential entry on that second leg up. All right. So that's what we're looking at for at the moment. Make sure you set your alerts. I'm going to make sure I set an alert here as well, just so when this takes place, you are well aware. All right, so what's next? Well, what is Bitcoin doing? Is it going all the way to touch those all-time highs, or are we going to crash and burn? All right. Well, let's take a look. Let's see what's going on. Well, at the moment, what is clear is that if we start on the monthly, as I've done for the past 5 weeks running, if we start at the monthly, we can see that we have broken structure bearish on the monthly and we are still within that retracement leg, okay? We are within that retracement leg. And that retracement, I've been saying for weeks and weeks and weeks, that can happen at anywhere along this line. We can even wick that high, for that retracement. So be wary that this is not just a retracement leg. Now, how do we know? Well, to observe where that reaction will happen, we're looking for a change in market structure on the 4-hour. We're looking for a change in market structure on the weekly. We're looking for a change in market structure on the daily as well. All right? So to get that turning, that reversal effect. But it is worth saying, obviously, since January, we flipped market structure on the 4-hour from bullish to bearish back to bullish. And then we've been in a bullish uptrend since. I'm going to get rid of this so you can actually see what's going on. And we've had, in terms of our 4-hour structure, it looks like this. So we've had, this high probably continues. Okay, we've set a low. And then we've got another leg up. Now this is quite bullish. on the 4 hour. I'm going to make that perhaps 2. Yeah, that makes sense. This is quite bullish on the 4 hour. So in terms of our 4 hour structure, breakage downwards, we're looking for breaking structure all the way around here. So our breaking structure needs to happen at around 50,252. So that is quite the while down in the 4 hour to break structure. So this is very, very, very bullish at the moment. All right. So just be careful for your shorts. Remember, the trend is your friend until the end. So look to enter longs. All right. And look to enter at those demand zones to ride the trade. There's no point risking your capital on areas that do not have a high predicted probability. All right. So we're looking for only areas that we could get a nice trade. Look at these trend bars. They are quite aggressive. So just make sure you are careful with those trades. All right. Now, for those of you wondering whether we're actually going to smash through the all-time highs, okay, let's take a quick look at what Bitcoin is doing. And I have quite an unfamiliar, an unpopular view on this. Now, could it be the case that Bitcoin is going to break this all-time high? Are we going to flip from bearish market structure on the monthly straight to bullish market structure on the monthly? Now, there is a case for that. Now, the case for that is, again, look at the nature of these bars. If we are expecting a retracement, you would not usually see bars that are this aggressive on the way up, okay? You would like to see market structure that looks something like this. So not as steep, so a little bit shallow, and then it starts to even off, and then it evens off, and then it breaks structure, and then it dies down, okay? This is what you would expect to see, sort of like a rounded, retracement. But that's not what we're seeing at the moment. That's not what we're observing. So what we're seeing at the moment is quite aggressive bull trend bar. We have a very steep, very vicious break of structure in the upward direction. So that's something to bear in mind. Now this is showing and it's giving millions of traders the idea that we may be coming for that high, and we may be looking to break that high, especially as we go into the halving, the Bitcoin halving. So now what is the Bitcoin halving all about? Well, if you take a look at my last post, you can learn everything you need to know about the Bitcoin halving, and how it comes about, and what the predictive price action play may be as a result. After this we had a first halving in 2012, a second halving in 2016, another one in 2020, and we've got another one looking. A lot of people are saying, well, this is predicted to be in April 2024, and we are almost in March, so we're not far away. And the last halving, we had a 3,000% rally up, and then we had a 1,000% plus rally up. Is this a continuation? Are we just getting ready, and are we about to blast off? And why does price go off during the halving? We'll take a look, have a read of this, and you'll be well equipped with that knowledge. Okay, all right, so that's what it looks like at the moment. So we're looking at this nature of this decisional leg, and we're saying this is looking quite bullish. All right, so now on to the last part. I did mention we've got a special giveaway for you guys. All right, now Trade Journal. Why is Trade Journal even called Trade Journal? Well, it's called Trade Journal because only until I started journaling my trades, writing down my thought process, really, putting down on paper everything I do, when it comes to trading, that's when I started to actually see positive trading results, okay? And I thought now is an absolute excellent time for me to share the journal that I use with you guys, okay? So the exciting news is the fact that, today and for the rest of the week, I'm going to be giving out my free journal, okay? And it's going to be for free, and you can use this immediately. It's a very easy to use journal, and I'm going to show you how it works, in a second. So let's take a look at the journal. So here we have it. So it's a journal that I've made on, I hope this is still recording. Anyways, it's a journal that I've made on Google Sheets, and it's very useful. Now in this journal, you can plan your trades effectively. It's not just an ordinary book, it's got some key features. It has a calendar, for each and every one of your trading days, where you can actually, document your trading profits, and your trading losses, as you can see in red. And when you trade, let's say you were trading on the 22nd of January 2024, and you took a loss of $120 or £120. What you do is you go on that and you actually insert notes. So you put insert notes or comment, and then you're able to document your thought process. Why did you enter that trade? Why did you make a mistake? Was it poor risk management? Did you not wait for your confirmation? Were you revenge trading after a big loss? Okay, so this is one of the most effective tools that I've used to improve or step up my trading game. Okay, and to the right of that, you've also got your monthly equity curve. Now this simply shows you, your progress through time. Okay, here we can see profits week by week. That's the goal in trading. We're not saying you're going to have 100% hit rate, but we're saying that week by week, if you mitigate your losses, if you practice good risk management, and you're following your confirmations and your rules, you should have an upward sloping equity curve. Okay, obviously we have our trading capital we can input. We've got a net profit, which it will show us over time. We've got the leverage you may be using. I wouldn't recommend 50x to start with, perhaps reduce that. And you can have that all throughout the year. And so at the end of the year, when you get to December, you have this at the bottom, which shows you your breakdown of every single month. Okay, so now you can actually track what you're doing. You're not just gambling. You're not just seeing how your emotions are going month by month, week by week. You're strategically improving week by week and jotting down your thoughts so you can see your process and your progress. All right, so that's it. So I'm going to be giving that for free. Now, how can you get access to that? Here's the deal. In order to get access to that, all you have to do is follow the channel, shoot me a message after you follow the channel, okay? And I will send you a Google link, which will give you access to that sheet immediately, okay? So don't miss out on the opportunity to actually be able to journal your trades effectively. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.